Ahmedabad crash. India's skies and aviation under crisis. What is happening to Indian aviation? Why are both commercial flights and military aircraft increasingly falling from the sky? Can a country with one of the fastest growing aviation sectors afford to overlook basic safety, regulation, and modernization? And most importantly, how many more lives must be lost before serious reforms take flight? A devastating aviation tragedy unfolded in India today as a passenger aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad's international airport. Operated by Air India, the flight was bound for London Gatwick but never made it beyond the outskirts of the city. Within moments of lifting off the runway, the aircraft reportedly developed a serious technical malfunction and crashed in an open field just outside the airport perimeter, triggering a massive emergency response. Eyewitnesses described a harrowing scene. The aircraft appeared to wobble mid-air, its engine making unusual noises before it suddenly nosedived and burst into flames upon impact. Emergency services arrived swiftly. Fire brigades fought back the flames, and paramedics worked tirelessly to extract passengers from the smoldering wreckage. Air India later stated that the ill-fated flight was carrying 242 passengers, including 169 Indian citizens, 53 British nationals, 1 Canadian, and 7 Portuguese nationals. The statement added that the victims were shifted to nearby hospitals. Authorities from the Directorate General of Civil Aviation have confirmed that an investigation is already underway. The aircraft's flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, commonly known as the black box, have been recovered and sent for analysis. A spokesperson for Flyfast Air stated that the aircraft had cleared all recent maintenance checks, although sources within DGCA suspect a sudden engine failure may have played a role. An investigative team from the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau is on site, and more details are expected in the coming hours. This horrific event has cast a spotlight once again on aviation safety in India. While India's aviation industry has seen rapid growth in recent years, with over 143 million domestic air travelers in 2023 alone, it has also witnessed a concerning number of incidents. Between 2010 and 2023, India recorded over 100 civil aviation incidents, including several fatal crashes. Many of these involve smaller regional carriers operating in high-demand routes with aging aircraft and limited maintenance capacity. Behind this growth lies a fragile infrastructure. Many budget airlines operate older aircraft under tight schedules and thin profit margins. Maintenance windows are shortened, safety checks are rushed, and technical issues are more common than the public is told. Regulatory oversight from the DGCA has been criticized for being underfunded and reactive. In several cases, crash investigations drag on for years, and recommended safety upgrades are ignored. Another growing concern is pilot fatigue and shortages. Commercial pilots are flying long hours, often at the maximum legal limit, under immense pressure. This increases the chance of human error, a major factor in many accidents. Add to this the limitations of smaller regional airports, which often lack modern radar, proper lighting, or trained emergency responders, and you have a recipe for disaster. Today's crash is one of the worst in India in recent years, but not the deadliest. The most catastrophic aviation disaster in Indian history occurred on November 12, 1996, when a Saudi Arabian Airlines Boeing 747 collided mid-air with a Kazakhstan Airlines cargo plane near Charki Dadri in Haryana. A total of 349 people were killed, making it the third deadliest mid-air collision in aviation history. Another tragic incident took place on May 22, 2010, when an Air India Express flight from Dubai overshot the runway in Mangaluru and crashed, killing 158 people. But the crisis doesn't stop with commercial aviation. The Indian Air Force has also been plagued by repeated crashes. Between 2015 and 2023, India lost over 60 aircraft and helicopters in non-combat incidents. One of the key culprits? Aging fighter jets like the MiG-21, infamously nicknamed the Flying Coffin. These jets, inducted in the 1960s and 70s, are still in active service due to delays in acquiring modern replacements. Despite upgrades, these aircraft continue to crash, often with tragic consequences. Indian Air Force pilots also train under extreme conditions, from the icy heights of Siachen to the deserts of Rajasthan. These harsh environments increase wear and tear on machines, while procurement delays and spare parts shortages, especially for Russian-made jets, only worsen the situation. Even India's indigenous aircraft programs, like the Tejas, are still ramping up and haven't fully replaced the older fleets. Even during wartime, India has seen lapses in air defense and coordination. During the recent India-Pakistan conflict, India lost aircraft, including modern and sophisticated jets like the Rafale and Sukhoi 30, despite their advanced capabilities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who hails from Gujarat, expressed his deep sorrow over today's tragedy and extended condolences to the families of the victims. The Civil Aviation Minister has also announced compensation packages for the families of the deceased and promised that the investigation will be transparent and thorough. India's aviation safety protocols, pilot training programs, and emergency preparedness measures are likely to come under intense review in the coming days. As the nation grieves, the question remains: could this crash have been prevented? And what steps will now be taken to ensure such tragedies are not repeated? The deadly pattern is clear. Whether it's civil or military aviation, India is paying the price for aging fleets, overstretched systems, and under-regulated safety practices. Until serious reforms take root across airlines, regulators, and defense procurement, India's skies may remain perilously unsafe. Despite its global ambitions, the nation's aviation safety record reveals systemic failures in infrastructure, oversight, and fleet modernization. These are not merely technical setbacks. They represent human tragedies, lives lost, families devastated, and public trust eroded. This is not just about aircraft, it is about accountability. To ensure safe skies, India must act decisively, modernize its fleets, strengthen regulatory mechanisms, and prioritize safety over speed. The path forward is clear: reform or risk repeating history.